Hey guys, Tobin here from snaptocover.com bringing you another learning and doing devlog. It's long overdue, but I have been busy. Um, it wasn't for a lack of not doing anything that I haven't done a devlog, but what I've been doing hasn't been in a state that I've wanted to show. So I decided to take the vlog in a different direction. I was working on the other game. If you've watched any of the past vlogs, you can go back and look at that while I was learning Unity, learning what it can do, and during that time period, I've been playing a lot of competitive games. Counter-Strike, League of Legends, been dabbling in some Dota, and I like the whole aspect of playing a game with my friends, playing in a competitive atmosphere where teamwork is really, really crucial. And so I decided to take a shot at making something that was multiplayer and had a lot of those aspects. So I took what I had learned in the previous dev vlogs and decided to make something along those lines. So let's show you. Right here we have this new map that I created. It's definitely not Victorian steampunk. It's sci-fi. You can see outer space out there. Pull back. So let's see, 3 weeks ago I started creating this. There's going to be rooms and paths that connect these, but I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to originally, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to keep the lanes and I'll worry about the rest later. And this is just a rough draft. I'll be fine-tuning and everything over the course, kind of like I did when I was making the map for the previous game. Besides that, I got all the networking done, so you can actually join the game, host a game. You know, when you move, the other person moves. I had to do a bunch with latency prediction because there's latency over the internet. So when you do something on your screen, it takes a couple milliseconds for it to actually happen on the other screen. That goes for animations. That goes for positioning and rotation of your characters. So I had to do a lot of that. And I was playing around with using the first-person controller that I had used in the previous game, but doing it here, I decided it would actually be better if I wrote something for myself. So I went ahead and I rewrote the first-person controller from scratch, so it does more along the lines of physics. I had a few friends alpha test things right at the beginning, and so shout out to Jeff and Vero for helping me out with that. Jones as well. They were seeing that when you jumped, you could actually jump and then strafe left and right. And they were like, it's not physical. You can't, there's nothing to push off of when you're in the air to actually change your position that way. They did that in games like Unreal Tournament and Quake back in the day. One of those like real quick action shooters. But games like Counter-Strike, which is what I wanted the physics and stuff to be based off of, you can't do that. You jump in the air and whatever velocity you're moving at, that's what you stick with. So I decided to rewrite the first-person controller to do that portion of it. So to start things off, let's build. Do a quick build here. And I'll show you kind of what I have in this screen. Let's bump the resolution up just a little bit. Let's do 960. Get a nice big screen here. The loading screen, and we've joined the game. So again, you can look around. That's all programmed. You can move forward, back, left, right. You can jump in place, and if you're moving forward and you jump and you try to go to the right, you can't until you land again. Then you can change your direction. You can jump sideways. If you're jumping sideways, you can't magically float forward. So that's good. You can look in the air, so you can jump up and down and shoot. You can run forward, jump, and do a 180. So there's some stuff that, you know, it's a little unrealistic physically to be able to do that kind of stuff. I mean, you'd have to push off as you were leaving the ground, but it works for a first-person shooter. As you can see, I got the health in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Let me move this over a little bit just so you guys can see it better. I'm sure the overlays and stuff are messing it up just a little bit. So let's do this. But you can see the health in the lower left-hand corner, and you can see the ammo that's in the gun. If I fire, you don't see anything firing right now, but you can see that the ammo is going down. I can hit R, and that'll set it back to the magazine to the max ammo. I haven't done anything with changing, reducing that maximum amount of ammo that you can carry, because there's no way to regain ammo. So if you're playing and you're on a really hot kill streak right now, there's no way to get more ammo, and so you basically just run around with nothing and just hope to die. So that's not fun. So decided to just, when you hit R, you reload your gun. It goes back to max ammo. Some glitches with that, but it's better than the alternative. Let's see. So I can show you a little bit more of this map. So this is a middle area. Consider that being like a river if you were playing League of Legends. And then this is the connection from river to the mid lane. Mid lane runs from one base to the other. So we can run down this. We've got light panels up on the top. I don't know what this is. This is a glitch. I think it's from an old copy of the game that I had running, and that instance is still running on the server. So if I up the version, this will go away. So that's just a temporary bug as I'm jumping from version to version, instance to instance. But this will be the base that you're going to be fighting to try and get to in a MOBA style game. And this is going to be the spawn room. So players will spawn here for their team, run out into this room here. I think I'm going to make it something like a server room, where you're going to have to, instead of trying to kill like the Nexus in League of Legends, you'll actually have to try and hack the server. And again, we can look out these windows, look into outer space a little bit. So let's show that the networking's working. I'm actually going to hit play here real quick. And so we have both of our instances up. And let's go, let's see. I'm going to go to the mid of the level. Now there's some bugs where when I shoot my gun, it actually does damage to myself. It happens intermittently, so that's a bug that I have to fix, but I'm not 100% sure why it's happening. So let's run down mid, down to down there. So we'll sprint. So we've got sprinting. I don't know if I touched on that yet, but there's sprinting and then there's walk speed. Oops, I think I see him over there. Alright, so we can hug this corner and shoot. Shoot again, and I killed him. So he's dead. And he will have respawned. Let's just click back in here, and I've respawned. So I can come back and be like, hey, you shot me. Not sure exactly. I think he's here. No? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. So he's dead, and you go to this screen for 5 seconds, and then you respawn into the game. I'm also syncing animations over the network. Again, these characters and these models that I'm using are just placeholders. I'll be making my own for the finalized version of the game, but these are really cool models that I found. They've got animations with them. Like they have a regular animation, and then if you stand still, let's say you go AFK, then your guy just kind of looks around a little bit, shrugs his shoulders, kind of just chills out. But so that looks pretty cool, and that's synced across the network, so I'm actually seeing that animation. Let's see if I can get these screens to go side by side. Actually, what I'll do is, so you can see me turning around in the game. We'll show the walk animation. So I can walk around the map. I got this kind of a floating effect. I just have to speed up the animation so it matches the character. So that'll be, it's a small tweak, and it's the same animation. You kind of moonwalk backwards, or to the left or the right. It's the same animation for both of those. And when I have a more complete animation package, then it'll look good. But for now, in this alpha before I have my actual characters, it's a good placeholder for now. But that's where I'm at right now. I think the next stage, one, is to fix the bug. Second is to make the, the characters go into like a ragdoll physics, where when you kill them, instead of them just boop, disappear, they actually fall down on the ground, and then a camera will view that character dead for 5 seconds instead of just looking off into space. If I kill this guy, you'll see it. He just looks off into space for 5 seconds, and then he'll respawn into the game. So looking at your dead body will be a better indication that you've died. You can see where you've died, maybe gain a little bit of intel on which direction the guy moved in after you got killed. And another thing I'm going to work on is a mini-map. But those are the 3 things that I've slated to work on next. Well, 4 things, including the bug. But those will be coming up over the next week or 2. And on top of that, let's see, I think that's it. I think I covered all of it. So yeah, it has been a busy 3 weeks. Wanted to bring you guys devlog this before it got a little too stale. If you liked it, feel free to give us a thumbs up on YouTube. You can like it on Facebook. You can send it out over Twitter. We'd really appreciate that. Share it with your friends. And leave a comment below if you like what's going on, if you have questions, if you have feedback, suggestions. Leave those in the comments here. You can leave them over on Snap to Cover. We love seeing some comments over on there. And until next time, guys, always snap to cover.